What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. App like you got some sense, smash the like and subscribe button. We like it when you do that here. Also, take a minute, follow us on our social. Getting busy as always, and if you want to fund the madness directly, hit us up in the Cash App at $Vern Dollars. That's $Vern Dollars. Coming to you today to talk about a couple of stories we got on the docket on a busy Monday. Want to talk about Michigan, the Wolverines on the basketball side of things. They landed Justin Pippen, highly touted recruit out of Sierra Canyon, and that is Scottie Pippen's son. Congratulations to them. Also, Reunited, and it feels so good. Coach Cal and Kenny Payne team up again, this time down in Arkansas. Gotta be a gut punch for not only Kentucky fans, but also Louisville fans as well. And then we're gonna wrap it up with some good old LeBron James derangement syndrome, because with some people, LeBron can do no good despite having a great game, getting hurt, and still trying to keep his team as close as he could. But for some people, they just don't get enough. A lot of show to cover. We're going to jump into things when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the clip. Yes, Taco Bell, Live Moss. Download the app, order online, and visit the good people down at your local Taco Bell. If you have the app, the Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco Meal, $9.49, comes with a medium fountain drink, a Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, then you get to try the Avocado Verde Salsa packet, along with the crispy chips and cheese sauce. So that's going to be pretty good. That's a pretty good deal for $9.49 currently on the app. The Avocado Verde Salsa packets come with the meal. Okay, so I want to talk about Coach Cal and Kenny Payne. Reunited, and it feels so good. So for those of you all who have been living under a rock, Coach Cal, he left Kentucky, went to Arkansas. We covered why. You can go look at the archives. Nothing to hide on that one. Also, we talked about Louisville jumping the gun and getting rid of Kenny Payne. They were well within their rights to fire Kenny Payne. But during the year of that tumultuous year at Louisville, Coach Cal was asked if Kenny Payne left Louisville, would you take him back? And he said yes. And sometimes when someone tells you who they are the first time, believe them, to quote the great Maya Angelou. Believe him. He didn't make any bones about it. And he was the first hire, the number one hire. As soon as he took that Arkansas job, he hired Kenny Payne. Yep. Now, those two, they spent seasons being rivals, talking about Calipari, talking about Kenny Payne. They spent being rivals in the Bluegrass State, but they won 2 national championships together at UK. Yeah, 2 national championships. Why wouldn't you go with that guy? And he already told you what was his plan. Once you fired him, it was already in the works for him to go get Kenny Payne back. And I know Cardinal fans are sitting here butthurt. You can have him. You can take Kenny Payne. Well, he did. And when they start winning and Louisville isn't, it's going to hurt. When Kentucky isn't winning and Arkansas is, it's going to hurt. It's kind of like G.I. Joe. back when in the 80s, the movies are atrocious. But back in the day, the cartoon where they had the two twins that were from Cobra, you punch one and the other one would feel the pain. So every time they win, you punch Kentucky, Louisville feels the pain. And vice versa. Now, Payne and Cal, now, like I said, Payne was Cal's first official hire. Payne was by Calipari's side 11 of the Calipari's 15 seasons at Kentucky, helping to recruit a slew of top talent for the Wildcats during the program one and done era. So this has to be a double punch. Again, like I said, it's going to hurt. Going to hurt Louisville and it's going to hurt Kentucky because both of these men will be successful. Payne was the driving force behind some of Calipari's Kentucky greatest triumphs at UK. Cal is putting a lot of stock in the past successes by offering Payne a prominent staff role so shortly after the Louisville fiasco. And let me just say this for the record. There was no Louisville fiasco. And when they covered this in the article, CBS Sports, David Cobb, everybody likes to gloss over what was really wrong at Louisville. Louisville was on probation. You had a team who really didn't know if they were going to have a season or not. So to say it was a fiasco, you brought Kenny Payne into a burning building and he didn't have a fire hose. He had a bucket of water. And that was the real situation on the ground. It wasn't that he couldn't get guys to come. No kid wants to go to a college and play that could be on probation. And everybody glosses over that. Even in this piece from CBS, David Cobb, he glosses over the fact that if things went sideways, Louisville wouldn't have a basketball program. It wasn't like they was just free and clear. And then it takes time to get back where you are. But I want to see them do this to Kelsey. I want to see them say that Kelsey cannot coach. I want to see them say that Kelsey is failing the city. Because he doesn't have any of the pressures that Kenny Payne had. And Coach Cal, he knows that Kenny Payne got a raw deal to the point where he was the guy's first hire. I've said this over and over, and I'm more right than not, but Louisville was on probation again, and they were in a bad way. 2 years to turn around a program that was facing heavy sanctions is cartoonish, and it's outright buffoonery at its best. Take a bow, Cardinal fans, slap yourself, sit down. Now, Calipari is doubling down on what's familiar as he begins his next chapter in his Hall of Fame career. Can't complain with that. Also, it's worked thus far, so why switch it up? It's like the old saying, if it's broke, don't try and fix it. You got familiarity with a system along that has produced results. John Wall, De'Aaron Fox, DeMarcus Cousins, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Malik Monk, etc., etc., etc. Countless pros. Half of those guys are even playing in the postseason right now. So why would I switch? And why is it a bad thing that he would offer Kenny Payne a job? The way Dodd made it seem like, oh, the way that it happened in Louisville, nobody should ever hire Kenny Payne. Why would they do that? These guys don't know anything about basketball. They've been beat writers all their life. They never played for a team. They never looked at mitigating circumstances ever. But you all get my point. The only people blinded by the whole Kenny Payne derangement syndrome is jilted Cardinal fans and people who don't know enough about the local sports scene to really give you an assessment of what's going on the ground. It's easy to sit behind somewhere and say, oh, this person sucks, that person sucks. No, tell me why. And then and then it's ad hominems and personal attacks. It's never anything on the sports level or anything on a take where you're just asking questions. The other coaches Cal has down in Arkansas, Orlando Antigua, Chin Coleman, James Bruiser Flint, and Chuck Martin. Now, this was reported from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and Bob Holt. Antigua, in his first stint working with Calipari, had the title associate coach at Kentucky last season. Between his time with Calipari on the Wildcat staff, Antigua was head coach at South Florida as an assistant, and he was also at Illinois. So he's got some Big Ten experience as well. Flint was the associate to the head coach at Kentucky this season after being an assistant the previous 2 years. Flint, who played at St. Joseph's in his native Philadelphia, was an assistant for Calipari at UMass for 7 seasons, then succeeded him as a head coach in 1996 when Coach Cal went to the NBA. So right then and there, you can see a friendship and a bond, and he only trusts a small group of people that worked for him or played for him, and so that's how his trust goes. And there's nothing wrong with that. And we'll get into the rest of the coaching staff and the resume when we come back from a quick 20 from these dudes are not sponsors. They're not sponsors. We're just going to drop a 20 spot. We'll be back. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. Download the app, order online, or visit your good folks down at your local Subway. If you're on an app right now, you can order Bite into the Bold Baja Chipotle chicken sandwich. Yes, at Subway. You can go ahead and get that sandwich. And you can also get a sidekick. You can have the Cinnabon footlong churro, the Auntie Anne's footlong pretzel. That's always a good thing. Get chips and a drink with that meal. Always good. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. So when we go back and we talk about who's on the coaching staff, we also talk about Coleman, a Chicago native. He played at Webster State. Also Lamar, he coached high school basketball in Chicago and was an assistant at Colorado State, Nebraska, Bradley, Illinois, Chicago, and Illinois before going to Kentucky in 2021. Then they talk about Martin, Chuck Martin, and him being a Puerto Rico native, also was an assistant at Seton Hall, St. John's, Indiana, South Carolina, and Oregon. He rejoined Coach Cal in 2023. Calipari's son, Brad, a Vanderbilt assistant for Jerry Stackhouse last season, will join his father's staff at Arkansas and work in player development. All of these are good things, and loyalty is rare in college sports. You all hear me say every day, guys walk off jobs to get other jobs and walk off staffs to be a part of something somewhere else across the country. So for him to have this kind of loyalty, he, like I said, work with people you trust, and it won't feel like a job, doing something you love. These men he's assembled, they have years invested in him, and they in turn have the same with him. At 65, I get it. I want to be happy and enjoy my son and my good friends while doing something I love. You can't do anything but respect it. And you got to respect it. So the Kentucky Lunatics, get over it. The Kentucky Lunatics, grow up. The Louisville derangement, Kenny Payne syndrome, and you all thought that man wouldn't get a job, he's got one. And if you're still a hater and you're trying to check in and make sure Arkansas loses so you have something to tease somebody about, grow up. Grow up. It's a bad look. Still to come, Dusty May in Michigan. It's either breath or fresh air it needs. God knows Juwan Howard was running a messy program. And then LeBron James derangement syndrome strikes again. Find out why this time. No matter what that guy does, he's always going to be at fault. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. We'll be back.